What's going on? In this video, I am going to show how you can adjust your MyFitnessPal settings to match the nutrition goals in EverFit. It's really important for you to understand that I and any of your coaches cannot go into your MyFitnessPal and make adjustments. You have to do that on your end. So what this means is whenever your coach makes an adjustment to your nutrition, we're going to advise you of your calories and what percentage of protein, carbs, and fats you need. We may send a screenshot over, we may just text it over to you, and then you will immediately go into MyFitnessPal and make these adjustments so that everything lines up and you don't have to reference what EverFit says and what MyFitnessPal says. In this video, I'm also going to show you how you can look at your food throughout the day and see how many grams of protein, carbs, and fats you have left, so that you can budget your food appropriately and not overconsume. So let's take a look at this. First and foremost, we're going to use this as an example. We have 2,770 calories, and our protein is 30%, carbs 40%, fat 30%. What you will do on your phone is go into MyFitnessPal, click on the More button. From More, go to Goals, and then once you're in Goals, click on Calorie, Carbs, Protein, and Fat Goal. When you're in here, the first thing you're going to do is adjust your calories. So 2,770, and then we'll hit the check mark at the bottom. Carbohydrates is 40%, so let's go ahead and make that adjustment quickly here. Carbs, 40%. Protein is 30%. Fat is 30% as well. There we go. Now our numbers match. The numbers that I put inside EverFit will match the numbers inside your MyFitnessPal. That is so important, because if you don't do this, you're going to be using the same nutrition targets in MyFitnessPal that you previously had. And we don't want that. We want to make sure that you're following through with the new adjustments we make inside EverFit. Now, if we go to Diary and we start adding food, let's go ahead for a new day here and take a look. Now we have this many calories remaining. And scrolling to the bottom, before we start adding food, scrolling to the bottom of your diary, click on Nutrition, and then toggle over to the Macros section. Here, this is going to tell you what your total amount of carbs, fats, and proteins are that you tracked. So if you've ever heard us talk about pre-tracking your food, this becomes very helpful for us and for you. For me, I always like to have a bowl of ice cream at the end of the night, so I'm going to go ahead and put in here cookies and cream, and that's my Chapman's frozen yogurt. I like to have about 400 grams, nice big bowl of Greek yogurt or frozen yogurt, and then I hit the check mark. What this has done is it's taken away from my total calorie goal. So now I know I only have 2,400 calories left for the rest of the day to eat, and I could go to nutrition, and it's going to tell me right here I've consumed or at least tracked 68 grams of carbs. I've got some protein and some fats as well. So now we're going to get into our food, and let's go ahead and put in the stuff that I'm just going to put in the stuff that I eat regularly, 6 eggs. And then I have this Vero sourdough bread. I've got 3 slices of that. This is how fast tracking food in MyFitnessPal should be for you. I don't even know if that actually selected it. There we go. Oh, it did select it. So let's go ahead and delete that. Can't delete it. So we will just, not hit the premium one. We're going to make that 0. For the sake of me using my computer on my phone. Very interesting situation. Cool. I also like to have a little bit of Fairlife milk. So high protein milk, I put that in my coffee. I have 2 or 3 coffees in the morning, so normally about 50 grams per coffee. There we go. Just going to go ahead and pre-track that. Now, if I'm thinking I got to get ready for lunch, or I got to prepare my lunch going to work, what do I have in the fridge? Well, you should have some foods like this. And you can find this diagram, which is going to be very, very helpful for you, especially when you're starting, in the resource section of your app. So in EverFit, click on Resources, and then go to the Nutrition folder, and you'll see Macro Diagram. Go ahead and click that, and you're going to find these very easy to track, high-quality food sources that you should keep in your house all the time. You don't have to have all of them. I don't have all of them. But I always do have some protein powder. I have eggs. I have some extra lean ground beef and some cans of tuna. That means if I have those foods in the house all the time, I can never worry about hitting my protein goal because it's always there and available. Now, once you get inside here, let's go back to the phone. We open up the fridge and we have some extra lean ground beef in there that we're going to bring with us to work. So let's say we're going to go ahead and plug in 150 grams of extra lean ground beef. And maybe you've already cooked up, so you've pre-cooked some pasta. Going to have some penne noodles and 250 grams of that. And I'm not just having that by itself. I got to have some marinara sauce. So I have Prego in the fridge right now. Going to put some of that in there. And because I'm feeling like having some Parmesan, let's do that. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese on that as well. Perfect. We've got 830 calories. Now I'm getting down there. Only 776 calories left. That's going to be enough for my dinner. I'll scroll down to the nutrition section here and take a look. So if my goal is 200 grams of protein and I've only had 130 for the day, I know I need to have another solid portion of protein for dinner to make sure that I'm hitting my goal. So let's go ahead and pre-track our dinner now. Let's go up to dinner, and let's say I'm going to have some chicken breast, cooked skinless. And for the sake of us doing this properly, let's say you just put in 80 grams. You had 80 grams, and you also had some rice for dinner. And with this, we're going to have, let's say, again, 80 grams. This is per 100 grams, so 0.8 is going to give me 80 grams, right? Now let's just go back and look. Okay, we still have a lot of food that we could eat, but you're thinking in your head, I only need 80 grams. That's all more than I need. But you go back here and look, and okay, we're still really shy on the protein. Didn't really move up much. Only moved up 25 grams. So let's go back in here. This is before I've eaten any of this food for the day. I'm pre-tracking my meal. Let's go back in here. What if I had 175 grams of protein? And for the rice, maybe I need to have a little bit more. What if I had 200 grams of rice? Okay, well, I've started to take out a lot more calories. I still have a decent amount of calories to eat for the day. Go to nutrition. Ooh, I'm getting closer. 185 on the protein, 207 here. Cool. And I still have 260-ish grams. Why not add in some cheese? Cheese is going to have a good 33% split on protein, carb, and fat. So why don't I just add some cheese in here? And I'm going to have some cheddar cheese. Let's go to cheddar cheese, 11 grams. Sure, why not? See what that does to my MyFitnessPal entry. Scroll down here. Okay, 187, not bad. The fats, I still have room for some fats. Ooh, you know what? I have some avocado in the fridge. I'd love to add some avocado onto my meal. AVO should pop up. There we go, 20 grams. 20 grams, only 32 calories. I still have a couple hundred calories left over. What if I had 40 grams? And that is only 6 more grams of fat. And I had 70 something, and my goal is 92. So I know that I can afford to have that in my diet. Thinking of my calories as a budget, really close to my protein, a lot closer here. And now I can just make this up by adding in a couple more things. Like maybe I'm going to add in some more foods in here. Maybe I'm just going to make the portions that I'm eating a little bit bigger. So maybe I'm going to go here and say, you know what? Let's just do 200 grams of beef. Why not? And maybe I'm going to have 40 grams of Parmesan cheese. So now we're rated within our range. We're within 100 calories of our target, and that's always going to be a really nice sweet spot. If you're over by 100, you're okay. If you're under by 100, you're okay. If you're in that range 7 days a week, you're going to see some great progress. Boom, hit the protein exact. I didn't even know I would do that. I'm within range on the fats, and I have a little bit of room on the carbs. No, I don't. I'm perfect on the carbs. So I've essentially nailed this. I could try to squeeze in a little bit more food. I don't have to eat everything that's on my plate here, but now I've pre-tracked my day. I've made this really simple, and I've taken a lot of extra time trying to show us how step by step by step. After a week or two of doing this, food tracking is going to be very systematic for you. And the reason why it's going to be easy is because we're eating the same foods on a regular basis. This allows the freedom for us to have dessert every night. This allows the freedom for us to go out and have a burger at a restaurant that we really enjoy with our family or friends and not be perfect with it, although we'll try to track. Because if we have 4 meals a day in 7 days a week, that's 28 meals, right? If one meal that you go out for food with family or friends or barbecue or whatever isn't perfect, but you did your best to track it and you're still keeping up with your steps, your water, your workouts, you're not missing other standard foundational elements of being fit and healthy, i.e. steps, workouts, sleep, water, things like that. Having one meal that's imperfect is not going to hinder your progress. We need to get really consistent with eating high quality foods And the best way to do that is to pre-cook your foods and pre-track them, especially as you're beginning. Make this part of your life very systematic and without very much thought or effort. If you do that, the rest of your health and fitness becomes so much easier. That's it for right now. Let us know if you have any questions after watching.